On June 3, 2025, CCTV footage on an LRT station captured a frightening scene as a 36-year-old Taiwanese man was walking all alone on the platform edge, accidentally fell onto the train tracks. As soon as his body hit the ground, he looked up to see an incoming train, but it was already too late. The train struck him at full speed before stopping only a few seconds later. Onlookers stood at the platform edge, horrified and waiting for emergency responders to get his body from under the train. He was pronounced dead on the scene by fire and rescue team. On November 15, 2022, Zhan, who owned a Tesla Model Y, was driving to a local cement store in China. Everything was going smoothly until Zhan tried to park the car. Things went terribly out of hand. As Zhan tried to park the car, the vehicle suddenly started accelerating uncontrollably, reaching speeds well over 100 miles an hour. First, he barely misses a motorcycle, and the car kept on accelerating. For the next kilometer, the car encountered another motorcycle, striking it with full force, killing the rider on impact, but the vehicle was still going. Moments later, it collided with a bicycle coming from the opposite direction. The rider did manage to survive, though with minor injuries. Then, the car hit a cargo tricycle, causing it to rear sharply into the right, where it landed into a dumpster truck. Struck a high school girl on a bicycle, killing her on sight, and later crashed into a van, where it finally came to a stop. 3 people were severely injured, with 2 dead. Zhan miraculously survived. He insisted that he had not been intoxicated or distracted, and he claimed that he repeatedly tried to brake the car, though the brakes wouldn't respond. However, when Tesla intervened in a forensic research, they found out that the accelerator pedal was at 100% engagement seconds before the crash, with no braking input being detected at any point. The police concluded that the cause of the crash was driver error and not mechanical failure. Tesla was clear of liabilities, and Zhan now bear the responsibility for this tragedy that claimed 2 people's lives. On September 8, 2017, 19-year-old Kenika Jenkins borrowed her mother's car to attend a party with her friends. However, she would not make it back home. At around 11:30 p.m., Kenika and her friends arrived at the Crown Plaza Hotel in Chicago. The party was on the 9th floor in room 296. The room was crowded with nearly 40 people in a space of only 2. But this didn't stop them from having fun. And just after 15 minutes of arriving, Kenika called her elder sister. This call was the last her family would ever hear from her. Over the next hours, she drank heavily and posted videos on Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. When it came for time to leave at around 3:15 a.m., Kenika was too drunk to walk alone. Barely able to stand, she realized she forgot her phone and car keys upstairs, so her friends left her alone by the elevator to go retrieve them. By the time they came back, Kenika was gone. Out of panic, her friends called Kenika's mother, Teresa Martin, who rushed to the hotel, but the hotel staff refused to help him without a police report. So she called 911. However, the police report wouldn't come in until several hours later. The police searched through CCTV footage and eventually spotted Kenika stumbling through hotel hallways, but she wasn't seen going anywhere or exiting the building. However, later on, she was spotted walking through an unused kitchen area on the lower level. When hotel staff checked the kitchen, what they would find wasn't anything anyone would have expected. Kenika was found face down inside a walk-in freezer with one of her shoes off and frozen solid. She was dead. During an autopsy, there were no signs of trauma or violence, so this was solely her own doing. Of course, under the influence of alcohol. Her death was ruled as accidental hypothermia. On December 26, 2024, 20-year-old Hashandeep Singh was on patrol during his shift as a night guard when tragedy struck. Hashandeep was an international student from India studying in Canada. He had been in the country for 18 months and this was only his 3rd day in the job. During his watch, he encountered 2 individuals, Evan Rain and Judith Salter. Hashandeep was pushed down the stairs and before he could run, he was shot from behind. Police responded to reports of gunfire from the building. However, when they arrived, it was already too late for Hashandeep. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The murderers were both identified, arrested, and charged with first-degree murder.